This is WTN News on Channel 4, starring Phil Peaches, Santonio Torres, and
Beatrice. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to WTN News, Channel 4. In tonight's news, we have Endeavor's launch, the new fish species, the new fall fashion trends, a report of a terrible train accident in Tallahassee, Florida, the rapist in the Bronx, the weather with Santonio Torres, and Karen with the tornado position. And here's breaking news with Bill. Bill?
This is Bill with breaking news. Recently, over the weekend, we've just had a tragic burning of an apartment in New York City. 12 kittens, newborn cats, were killed in the accident. Their owners escaped for safety, but the cats were not as lucky. There were no survivors. Back to you, Bill.
I'm Phil, but okay. We're gonna go back to Bill for Endeavor's launch. Bill?
Shortly, we'll play a clip of Endeavor's launch. The Space Shuttle Endeavor lifted off at 2 p.m. Here's the clip. I forgot to mention that the shuttle was destroyed by an asteroid that came out of the third quadrant of solar system asteroid belt. Sadly, all passengers on board were killed, including a Dr. Nancy Drew and a Mr. Dr. Phil, an aeroscientist and a pilot. He'll forever be remembered for serving his country. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Bill. And now, here comes the report on the new fish species with Dr. James in Monterey Bay. Dr. James? Un momento.
Well, hello there. I am a licensed fish person. I go fishing every day. And today I found a new fish. Called a Guacamole. This Guacamole is very dangerous. Do not get close to it. It bites me. It is very, very interesting. Now, be careful. You find it in many areas, including salty waters. Yes. Okay. Yes. Goodbye.
Thank you, Dr. James. Next on tonight's news, you will find out after these commercials.
Skittles, the best and most sweetest candy in the world. The colorful and wonderful little creatures that are Skittles would make any child smile or laugh, or any adult. Skittles, taste the rainbow.
And we're back! Now, coming up, we have the new fall fashion trends with our very own Tim Gunn. Tim?
Thank you, Phil. Thank you so much for that introduction. I would like to introduce my model, San Juanita. she will be displaying my latest design, which is all in rouge, rojo, red. The most passionate, most bold color, representing the desires of the heart, just as I like to say. My model, San Juanita, as you can see, this scarf, cashmere, very nice. Has a little Angora wool weave into it. Costs about $700, very accessible for the middle class woman. This hat, handmade in Peru. That'll be about $20,000. It's quite a steal considering the quality. This bandana, exclusive only to the Himalayan mountains. The Tibetan people made this with their very own hands and their very own hearts. This entire outfit is very sublime. It is absolutely hot, absolutely stunning, and it could be yours. Look on WTN.com/TimGunn, and you'll find the links for all of these wonderful, wonderful pieces. I mean, San Juanita, you look beautiful. Thank you, Phil. Back to you.
Thank you, Tim. And next on tonight's news, we have a terrible train accident with Vanessa and the train conductor, Leo. Vanessa?
This is Vanessa reporting from Tallahassee. We have a horrible, horrible train accident involving 207 passengers. The conductor, Leo, is here to talk to us. Leo, how do you feel about what just happened?
It's tragic, man. Oh, lady. Whatever you are. It killed my grandma.
Oh my.
She got out of the train and...
She was in the middle of the tracks, you said?
Yes, and she just got hit, and all of a sudden she was everywhere, and...
I'm so sorry to hear about this. Did you know any other passengers on board?
No, they were all hobos. They were all nice hobos.
Do you think that you will be detained and arrested for this accidental manslaughter?
No.
Well, we'll leave that up to the police to decide. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Vanessa. And we're running low on time, so we're going to skip the broadcast on the rapist in the Bronx and go straight to weather with Santonio. Santonio?
Today's weather is very cold. It is 48 degrees, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy though, everywhere. Cold front is coming in, very low. Also, be careful. If you are living towards Florida or anywhere else over there, you're going to get hit by a tornado in 5 minutes. So, if I were you, I'd go running towards the west. Back to you.
Well, thank you, Santonio. And here's Karen in New York with the position of the tornado.
Sam. This is Karen in New York. The situation is dire indeed. The weather is taking a nasty turn. Citizens here are in cover, in shelters, or hiding from relatives. I would advise everyone in the area to have an emergency evacuation. An emergency evacuation. The weather is getting even worse. Oh my god, the tornado is right there. Holy, we need to get out of here now.
We lost connection with Karen. And now, we're getting towards the end of our show. So here's politics with Bob. Bob?
How does it mean? As you know, we're all in the middle of the presidential election, the biggest election in the United States this year between President Romney President Obama, excuse me, and Governor Romney of Massachusetts. From what I can hear, the running is pretty close. The last debate, Obama definitely took the lead, but the first debate, Romney had an obvious win. We're still waiting for swing states, such as Ohio, Iowa, and Idaho, to make their decisions about who they want to vote for. The candidates are all up to you, folks, because it really is the U.S. people who decide who leads our nation. And that's back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Bob. With the politics. Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. That's all we have time for, people. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. And thank you for tuning in to WTN Channel 4.